welcome to the Eden Cast. I am Chris.
And I'm Vincent. And today we are joined by Sabrina Jiang, also known as Bear, who was born in Taiwan, partially raised in Canada, now based in California, music artist. What's up, Bear?
Not too much today. Dude, life is good.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Awesome. So again, Bear, thank you for coming on. You know, it's a pleasure to just have you on, you know, just taking a part of your day out and just kind of like hanging out with us. So kind of give us like a quick rundown, you know, like what are we currently doing right now during COVID, and as well as kind of the whole Black Lives Matter movement?
Right now, like in terms of like just like right now what I'm doing with Bear,
Yeah.
or I'm actually in the middle of kind of, I don't even know what, like chilling, but like intentional chilling. Like I've been going through this like period of awakening, and I've kind of really dedicated time into like just like aligning myself with my soul, and just because, you know, like doing like meditation, even like Qigong. Actually, I've just gotten into Qigong.
Ooh.
I've been practicing that for, I want to say I'm looking at my calendar, like maybe like almost a month every day now. Like every morning I'll do like 20 minutes, you know?
Wait, is Qigong, have you seen The Farewell by Aquafina?
No, I really want to watch. That's the one with her grandma, right?
Yeah. Oh,
That's been on my to-watch list, but I never caught it in the theaters. Like, have you seen it? Is it?
Yeah, it's really good. I like teared up because I related so hard to it.
Man, I bet. Yeah, like I'm like, yeah. I keep trying to torrent it, but I'm like, I might just have to. Like,
Pirate Bay.
Yeah, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, yeah, so I was asking about that because I don't know what Qigong is, but is it where you're like just punching the air and yelling?
Well, I haven't yelled so far, especially in the COVID climate. I'm not, you know, like I'm outdoors, so I'm just like breathing. But it's really like, have you done yoga at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's very similar to the concepts of yoga, and it's a lot to do with like the breath. So it's kind of like movement with breath. So for example, like you could be like breathe in, breathe out, and breathe, and then like as you kind of build that up, like I feel like it's like breath work that while you're moving, it's almost like kind of moving meditation. Because I just feel like I totally enter a meditative state. Because sometimes like just sitting still and meditating can be hard for some people, which I would like definitely recommend like and like it's just like, yeah, you're just like kind of moving your body, but you feel the like chi, literal like energy kind of like flowing through, and you feel like your hands a little tingly. But yeah, it definitely sets the tone for my day, you know, like whatever I do. Like it's been like, I feel like in the past, meditation and these tools have been like almost tools for when I'm anxious. But now I'm like, I just want to, when I'm even, imagine like what it could do for me when I'm not anxious, you know, like
right.
If it can, yeah, like it could, I'm just like, I would be able to create on such a more elevated level when I'm like a Zen master.
Is that what your song Zenergy is about?
I mean, yeah, that one I actually wrote like last year. But yeah, it's crazy how like I write like songs and then they almost like come to life. Like, because sometimes I don't always write from personal experience. I'm just like a very imaginative person. But literally, like I have a song that hasn't come out yet, and I was like, the lyric is like, in the gym practicing Tai Chi, and like I literally, when I wrote that, I wasn't into Qigong yet, and now I'm like fully into it. I'm like, that's so crazy. I like manifested what I wrote, you know, like.
That's actually really interesting, right? Because whatever our creative side is, right? Like for instance, like you're like, you know, you're in the whole singing and the arts and everything like that.
Right.
It's like we tend to develop lyrics, or we tend to really bring out subconsciously like what we inherently want or what we want to learn without really realizing it. And that's kind of like the beauty behind it, right? Because like for instance, I play a lot of video games and everything like that. That's kind of like my way to like kind of like relax and everything. And it's also a lot of times like where I'm able to kind of like get a little deeper into my thoughts, right? And kind of really understand like, you know, not just my position, but like, other people's positions and like why.
Yeah, you really like
upset.
Have that conversation with yourself,
Yeah. So it's like a lot of times like an inner conversation that you get to learn. And with you, if in your case, right, you develop that song and then now you're like, I'm practicing Qigong. You're like, what's going on? How did that happen? Right?
I know. Yeah, no, I think those dialogues with ourselves are so important, because it's like, especially in the age of social media, you could be just scrolling through your screen and everyone's like saying this, like your thoughts could not even be your own, like until you really quiet down and like talk to yourself,
Definitely. That's
yeah.
like one of the kind of, I wouldn't say like technology, right, and social media and everything like that. It's like it gives us the ability to connect with everyone, right, around the world, around the globe. But at the same time, I also kind of I feel you on that, right? I feel you that it's kind of like more or less kind of like a pitfall for a lot of people.
Yeah, I've had to like mute so many people actually just to like for peace of mind, because I'm like, yo, that doesn't contribute to my growth right now, and like. I don't want to unfollow you completely. Like I might, but I just don't need to hear this right now. But
because like a lot of people like, or a lot of times what happens is like, it's just a lot of information kind of like coming through. Right. And you just want to turn it off, right? You just want to kind of like, you don't need to hear this right now, because you're trying to, whether it's self-discovery, right? You're not in a good place right now, or just kind of like you're feeling a little sad or depressed because you're not where you want to be in life. And then like just throughout social media, it's like you just hear all like right now, at least, right. You hear a lot about like the whole COVID situation. Right. And then you have a lot of like just kind of racial strife, right. With the Black Lives Matter movement and just kind of like our society and kind of like how everything is going right now. And as well as kind of like the resurgence, if you will, like of COVID, right. After like all the holidays that just happened and everything.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just a lot of information that sometimes we just need to put that out
in society.
It's like,
The amount of times I was just like, I just want to turn off my phone and get off social media. But like, it sucks because I'm so tethered to it. It's like everything I do is on there, especially like with the podcast, like
now.
With the podcast and like just the quote unquote marketing and networking and just, I'm always on it.
Totally. And I feel like even for me, I've actually just tried to start my day without my phone, which is so fucking hard.
I know.
But like, I'm like, if I can even like get past that, that's a step, because I feel like I was watching this J. Cole interview and he was saying how when he deleted social media, it was great, but once he got back on, the same problems were still haunting him. Like you're almost just like hiding, like running away from it temporarily if you delete it, which I've actually done before. But like once you get back on, it's like the same habits, again, but like, it's like just, you got to like consciously try to correct those habits, which it's so hard.
The one thing I was very successful at was just deleting Snapchat. Like that was the best thing ever. Easy.
That's amazing. Yeah, I thankfully I never got addicted. Yeah.
But definitely one thing that Vince still does on the regular is he likes to create little short snippets on Instagram.
Right.
They're funny. Don't get me wrong. They're funny. It's just like sometimes I wonder like what's going through his head that like gave him this idea.
Bro, I don't even know. I don't know. It's like natural, like, I don't know, ADHD, I guess, plays a role in it,
Yeah.
Because your mind is just in all these different dimensions and spaces and you're just like, I think I'm going to create a skit today, or I don't know. It's
the skit that I like the most, right? Kind of like out of just that random bubble of a head of yours. It's just kind of like the one that you did about like the whole just stop COVID testing and then our cases will go. I'm like, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I was basically, I don't know if you saw Bear, but I was making fun of when Trump was saying like just stop the testing and there won't be any more cases.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And it was in the context of like if his parents were Chinese. Do you speak Cantonese?
I don't actually.
Okay. Well, So basically, it was like him going to his Asian dad and saying like, "Oh, this is the idea. This is the solution is just reduce the testing." And then the Asian dad would be like, "Oh, you're so smart. Come here," and then just whack.
Oh my God, that's so accurate.
Story of my childhood.
Right.
Story of our lives, right here, dude.
Seriously, yeah. Oh my God. Were you guys both raised in Chicago?
Yes, we are.
Nice.
Yes, we are.
Do you guys speak like Cantonese? Like you can understand it and everything?
Yeah, I can understand it. Speaking, it's definitely
It's harder.
It's gotten worse over the years, just because I don't really use it as much because my family's getting older and everything like that, and slowly but surely, like, you know, or unfortunately, like everyone's kind of like reaching that point where it's like they're taking English lessons, they want to learn English. Like all my aunts and uncles, they're taking English classes now. Like they're retired, you know, they have nothing better to do. So classes.
So my mom's taking English too.
It's so weird. It's such a weird thing. And then all they want to do is just practice their English with you. And like, oh,
yeah.
It's sad, kind of, because we're losing a part of our culture. It's like, fuck.
A little bit, but it's kind of enlightening in a sense, right? Because if you look past, you know, just kind of like for us, right, the benefit of us being able to speak Chinese and Cantonese to our parents and, you know, relatives, right? It's beautiful that they're taking the time now to really re-educate themselves, right? At least trying to
totally, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, and I see it as more of a blending, you know. It's like when I have my kids, they're definitely going to learn how to speak Mandarin and Chinese, but like, you know, it's like, but it's great that like our parents are like trying to like understand and just like, and learning, I think it's always good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For people who don't know, what's the difference between like the Chinese, the dialect of Taiwanese versus like Beijing Mandarin?
Taiwanese is definitely like I don't even speak, like I can kind of speak it, but yeah, it's a very local dialect and it's like very traditional to Taiwan, but like the main language people use there is definitely like Mandarin. But I would say like just like Beijing Mandarin and Taiwanese Mandarin is just like the accent, like British and American, you know? Yeah.
And how old were you when you moved to Canada? Because you were born in Taiwan, right?
Yeah, I was born in I was born in Taiwan, but my mom always wanted to like immigrate somewhere. So I was around like 2 to 3 when we went to Canada. And then I later came back to Taiwan when I was around like 2nd grade, and I received like 1st to 2nd grade. And I did like 3 years of local school in Taiwan, like in Mandarin. And then I transferred to like an international American school.
Gotcha. I know in your bio you said, or about you, it was like both your parents are doctors, right?
Yeah.
So
where was this? Where did you find? I was like, sorry, yeah.
I don't know. It was just on Google.
Snooper.
Oh, maybe that's great. I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a celebrity now.
You are. Apparently, I guess someone like wrote about you, like a little like. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I gotta like Google myself.
Yeah, I'll try to find it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, they are both doctors, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how did they feel when you pursued music instead of like, you know, the medical field?
They were definitely not into it. Like, I don't think they ever had the expectation that I would do something medical, but I always had like good grades. I did like a ton of APs in high school. I got it into like Wellesley, which is where like Hillary Clinton went to. But my mom, so I think they just wanted me to do something more, like something that was like ambitious in probably like the Asian perspective.
Kind of like safe.
Yeah, totally. No, like, yeah, I think that's another part of me. I feel like I've had to like really get rid of, like, is this always just like the fear mentality? Like save money, like everything. Imagine what you're gonna do when you're 100 years old. I'm barely like 20 years old right now. Like back then, you know. But like, yeah, like it's I just really made that decision when I was like applying for colleges and thinking about what I wanted to do, and I was like, I think that's the only thing that really makes me happy. And like, I think also at that point I had a kind of like a more chaotic family life, and you know, my mom wasn't really enjoying her job either, like, which is why now she's actually retired. She does like a part-time still, but like that's why she has the room to like learn all these things that she wasn't able to learn, as her Asian upbringing only allowed her to be a doctor, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I got into like Berkeley College, and that was like prestigious enough for my parents to let me like just do music, because they're like, okay, she'll find a career, you know. But yeah, that was, and now they're 100% supportive, because like, especially like with me getting on like playlists, and like even just like my mom actually heard one of my EDM features in like playing at the gym in Taiwan, and she was like,
"Are you serious?"
Yeah, she was like freaking out, and like I actually like didn't.
That's my daughter.
I know, yeah, and like so now they like, I feel like actually through me like choosing to do my own path, like have actually inspired my parents to like you know, like, so it was hard at first, but I think like now we're all like in a good place about it.
Yeah. What were their first reactions when they saw your music videos?
Oh my, I actually like, I feel like nudity was never part, like my mom was never like, she was just like, oh, you're so sexy. And like, I was just like, oh wow, like mom, because I think like in high school we had much more like, we already had so many like disagreements, and like it was just like, yeah, we didn't have a harmonious relationship like throughout high school. It was just like crazy. Really yeah, it was like really intense. Yeah, like with my dad as well. But like, yeah, so I feel like at this point she's just like, all right, like everything's fine. Like, but yeah, like I think with, if anything, she's had to have a more, the journey has been more of her relationship with me and weed. Like she was not like, very against that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now I would say she's more like just like neutral. I wouldn't say she's like, go smoke your joint, you know, like, but yeah, she knows, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. That question about, you know, how you felt about, or how your parents felt about you going to music, that was actually asked by my younger sister, who is a freshman in high school. And yeah, because she likes what you're about, and then she was wondering, she has all this pressure right now, you know, from our mom, and she's just like, she doesn't know what she wants to do, and she's like even getting emotional about it. And I'm like, dude, you're just a freshman, like, yeah, I don't know, chill out. I had
no idea when I was a freshman.
Hey Vince, I just want to remind you, like, you know, just last year you're in the same boat.
I know. Yeah, dude. I was.
How old are you? Are you in high school?
No.
Okay, I was like, whoa.
No. We're pretty professional for high schoolers.
Like,
I was like, damn.
Yeah, we're in high school, man. It's just like, you know, it's going on our high school talk show and everything like that. It's helping.
Yeah, with Asians, you can never tell. It's like you could be 50 or you could be in high school.
That's
awesome.
Gap.
Right.
But yeah.
But no, I would say to her, like, honestly, I think also existing as a freshman in 2020 is like so much pressure, because on social media, you're seeing like there are a lot of young people like doing a lot on social media. And I think it can be like so much pressure. But like, honestly, if anything, like at this age, like I'm just like, I'm 27, by the way. Like I'm just like, just fully be present, living your life. And that experience in itself will inform you of what you need to do and what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And always, I would, anything like, just stay true to yourself, you know? Yeah. Like,
yeah. I think Chris, because now you're pursuing Fire Academy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, as for like firefighter stuff? Wow. Oh my God. That's so like, nope. That's amazing. That's
it's like different.
crazy.
It's cool.
Thank you.
What is the training like?
I mean, it's like, okay, so my background obviously is like, or me and Vince, right, both of our backgrounds are kind of like in exercise science.
Ooh, and wait, exercise science?
Yeah, so pretty
what
much
does that mean?
Like, it's like biomechanics. So basically the understanding of how the body moves and movement patterns.
Wow, okay.
And how to better or properly, in a sense, like train your body and how to kind of like go about like just movements, right? Like if you want to work out, if you want to just kind of like do whatever, right? Whether it's running, walking, swimming, the basic stuff, just living, pain-free,
right?
To kind of help guide you in a sense, right? To kind of better prepare your body, right? To kind of like go about that.
Nice.
And it's really because of that kind of degree that like I kind of got the idea where it's like I was in my head too. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and be a personal trainer, do this, do that. And then that brought me to where me and Vince kind of are right now. We're working at kind of like a Western style chiropractic clinic where it's like a blend of Western.
So tight, like starting your own, right?
So no, that's not our own. We actually work for a company.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like kind of there where it's a little bit more therapeutic, right? Where we're able to help patients a little bit more in a sense where they're more debilitated.
Right.
And that kind of got me thinking, it's like you have a lot of just regular people, like no older than me, right? Like early young adults just starting their careers, already experiencing like a lot of severe back pain, just due to just sitting and working on their desk, right?
Yeah,
just focusing on their career. And I was like, you know what? I wonder how firefighters feel. I wonder how first responders feel, right?
Right.
And then that's kind of where it got me thinking, like, what's their training like? What's kind of like their regimen and everything like that? Do they have like preventative measures in terms of like preventative exercises to kind of help them along so they don't feel pain, they don't feel discomfort, day to day when they're doing their job?
Right.
So my idea was trying to see if they can be more functional. And that's kind of where this idea is, where this kind of like passion of mine just kind of drove me, right? It's like, I want to, now I want to experience it and do what they're doing.
Right. Wow. Yeah. And I feel like that's a perfect example of how your life kind of just naturally leads you to like what you need to be doing. And as long as you apply yourself full-heartedly to that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said too, you don't know what you want to do or what you like until you're actually put in that world. So like for me, right, same thing with Chris. I thought I was going to go into physical therapy, but then I was like, you know what? I want to make a bigger impact. So I decided to get my master's in public health currently, but my concentration is in epidemiology, which is a perfect timing, right? COVID. Right. So the world is my oyster.
Yeah, seriously.
It's a whole world pearl? Case study.
Where's your pearl at, bro?
My what?
Your pearl in the oyster.
My pearl. Oh my God. Dad jokes for days.
I'm good at those.
But yeah, so she likes to draw. My sister likes to draw. She likes to play video games. So I'm just like, I don't know, go into graphic design or something.
Yeah, actually, I have a friend, Claire, shout out Claire. She draws, and she's literally like, she draws for video games now. That's such a lucrative career. And like, that could be enough to convince your parents, but yeah, like that, if those are her passions, because yeah, Claire now as an adult, she literally draws and in her free time plays games because that's part of her job. You got to be hip to these new games. Like she's always telling us about the new Switch games and stuff, like the independent ones. But yeah, like she should totally like, just be developing that passion.
For sure. Yeah, her name's Selena. You hear that, Selena? Bear said it first, so.
Yeah, hi, Selena. Like, yeah, for sure.
Cool. So when are you going to be with like 88 Rising?
Oh my God, I don't know. Actually, I've cold emailed them a bunch of times.
Really?
And like I've just now like I've like just stopped doing all of that because I'm just like focused on like creating now. But yeah, like I would love for them to notice me and fucking like reach out.
Dang.
Yeah. Cause yeah, anything about like, just that was why I even started doing this artist thing, because when I first came out to LA, like just the Asian fear mentality, I was like, I never thought I was going to be an artist. I was like, I'm going to be a songwriter for other artists. Like that's a career. Like, like you never think you could be the star, yourself. But like after like what kind of was like an existential kind of thing. I was like, fuck, like I need to just, my voice needs to be heard. And like more Asians need their, like, I want to create this in like the Western world. Like, cause I had friends who were just like going back to Taiwan and like, you know, establishing their career there because they already had connects and they were like, yo, I could like hook you up. But like, I was just like, that's great because I think, you know, that's another point of inspiration for the actual people in Taiwan. But like for me, like I was like, I want to represent like, yeah, like Asian people here, you know, and like, yeah, that was like the whole reason I even started like releasing my own music and stuff. But yeah, definitely shout out 88 Rising.
Yeah, Rich Brian and Bear.
Yeah, I would love to like, yeah, do like a rap song with him or something.
Oh,
that would
shit.
be so tight. Yeah.
Did you hear his new song?
Collab.
Which one?
Love in My Pocket.
No, but I saw the video. I haven't listened to it yet. Like I saw the video. Like he was like, I didn't have the budget to like.
Yeah, there's no budget in that video. Like, and see how creative you can get. Like, you just
exactly.
Like, fuck it. Like, just do it.
Exactly. That's been my whole mentality. I'm like, fuck, like waiting on a label. You know, like I can do this myself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But like that's definitely something that at least us like Asian Americans, you know, and Bear, you kind of like pretty much living here and growing up in like the not necessarily like the state side, but you know, like in Canada and here, you know,
right?
Pretty much your entire childhood, right?
Right.
You've probably also developed that kind of like timidness too, right? That sense, that kind of like little barrier where it's like, oh, it's none of our business, you know, it's not our problem, so we won't deal with it.
Right, right.
And then you chose, right, to move to LA. You know, right? You chose to be a ghostwriter. That was kind of like your plans in a sense.
Right.
And you said, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna be the center of attention. I'm gonna be that image that everyone sees, right? And it's really a big and scary step, right? Because you're diving into a world that is very critical in a sense, right? Everyone's got beef with someone. Everyone's always like, you know, talking crap about another person, you know, and it's just really tense, right? And then here comes like like, let's say just, we'll use a sense like an American Asian, right? Which is seen in the public eyes as a really timid to themselves individual, right? That doesn't really go out above and beyond, or doesn't go out there to really make a name for themselves, or like, you know, just have the light shining on them, right?
Right.
You're making that step, right? Kind of like how Crazy Rich Asians made that step and left that mark, right, for a lot of people, right? Kind of like how the Joy Luck Club did the same thing back in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And kind of like now with like what's that? The Fresh Off the Boat with Constance Wu, as well as kind of like Aquafina, right, knocking out her own stuff too.
Yeah, I love her.
We're really getting a drive now, right? A lot of like behind the scenes people, right? I'm assuming there's probably like a whole ton of like behind the scenes like audio engineers, right, in like your field that are Asian, that don't want to be public, that don't want to be known, right? They just want to make the music and make their sounds and then push it off to other people. No, now it's giving them an opportunity and them the ability, right, to kind of like go above and beyond, right? Now they can actually have that face. They can show the world that, you know, who they are and everything like that, you know, which is cool.
You know, Chris, to that too, it's like, I feel like a lot of Asians too, on top of being timid, we are always taught, be humble, you know, don't shine. And because of that, right, we have these people sitting behind the scenes. We have these people not wanting to show off their achievements. And then we just get overshadowed by other people.
Right. Or like people like, or little kids who have dreams don't see that and they think it's not possible. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's changing. Clearly you can see all this. I feel like it's going to be a long time, but I mean, it's a start for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. And it like, you know, I even tell myself, it's like, I'm just one of many, but it's like, we need a lot of us, a lot of droplets to create a wave, you know, like, yeah.
Hell yeah. I like that. We need a lot of droplets to start a wave.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on my shoulder now. We need a lot of droplets to start a wave.
I love that. Yeah.
That's deep. That is deep. That is
So in terms of female empowerment and body positivity, is that something for you, Bear? Is that something you've always had, or you had to develop that?
I definitely think, yeah, I've had to like, it's crazy because, yeah, I feel like I've definitely had an interesting relationship with it. Like, yeah, in high school, it was, it was like, yeah, not something I was always like proud of, you know, and then when I came to America, like, it was like, it could become something that people only see that in me or something, you know, and they don't pay attention to like other skills I have to offer. And I feel like I've almost just now like turned that into something that's like, fuck it. Like I can do everything. I can be hot and fucking produce my own shit, record myself, write all my own, like do everything myself and still be hot at the same time, you know? So it's like now it's like almost just like turning I don't even want to say like a weakness, but something that I was like, oh my God, like just like maybe trying to hide at times or just like, just had a weird relationship with. Now I'm just like fully owning it. And yeah, like I suggest every fucking woman do that. And it is so empowering when you just like say fuck it and like step into yourself fully and unabashedly and like unapologetically, you know? Yeah. Whatever that looks like, you know, it doesn't have to look like what I look like. Whatever you look like, you know, like own that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And who gives a fuck what people think, man? Like people always have some shit to say. Always.
Exactly. I give the most fucks what I think, you know, like everyone has something to think. Like I have something to think. So if I'm going to live with myself, I'm going to like what I am, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like when I had this hair, one of my close friends, he was like, dude, if I run my hand through there, I'm going to find some Pokemon. And I'm just like,
oh my God.
Fuck it. I'm a breeding head for Pokemon.
Yeah, that's tight.
Nah, I love that guy though. He's funny. But it's just like shit like that. Like, I mean, that's not bad at all, but people will always have something to say.
You know, like everyone, like own it, you know, like not just females, like male, like guys, you know, like don't be insecure, like fuck what, like average height, what society thinks you're short, like fuck that, like own, like whoever you are, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
There was a quote from Gary Vee. Do you know who Gary Vee is?
Yeah, love him.
So one thing he said is, when you realize that your life really, really, really does not matter on this planet, it's quite liberating. Like it shouldn't be something scary. That just means that you should just live now and just, I mean, you don't have all the time in the world, so why do you have to give a fuck about what your haters are saying, what your enemies are saying? Like just keep doing you, because at the end of the day, it is your life, it is your journey, and you're gonna shine in your own video game. Like you are the protagonist of your own story, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Facts.
And that's something Chris always preaches too. Like you're the main character of your game.
Completely, yeah. That's the mentality we gotta live by.
That is the mentality we gotta live by, and kind of like that's in a sense kind of like the bread and butter, right, of this podcast in a sense.
That's amazing.
We bring individuals on, right, that are not just that don't just specialize, you know, in what they do, right, in their own crafts, but we bring on pretty much new games in a sense, right, with every episode, because everyone, right, sorry about that's my dog, but yeah, everyone, right, in a sense is the main character of their own life, right? They're telling the story as if they're the main character in their own game, right? Like, for instance, right now, you're the main character in your own world, in your own game right now, right? Just kind of pursuing music, right?
Yeah, I would actually love to have a Bear video game in the future. That would be so, because, you know, like,
the life of Bear.
Ooh.
Yeah, and something like super kawaii and like cute, just like, you know, like
little bear.
Yeah, like pink, like because I feel like I haven't really been able to get in. I still have to try Animal Crossing. I just don't want to get addicted. But like, there haven't been too many like cute video games. You know, I'm like,
am I
something
hearing
that
a
I
collab between you and what's that company? Is it Centauri? Not Centauri.
Oh my God! Yeah, the Hello Kitty. Yeah. Sanrio or something.
Sanrio. Yeah.
Yeah.
A collaboration between you two now. There we go.
Oh my God, that would be so tight.
Damn.
Yeah. Let's speak it into existence.
Hey, you know what you gotta do? You gotta write it in a song.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sanrio. That's gonna be my next bars. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna shout you guys out.
Hey. That's awesome.
That would be tight.
Hell yeah, a video game with Bear, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We could be side characters. We could be like the merchants.
No, seriously. Yeah, 2030. Oh my God. No, when the video game is being developed, I will make sure you both are in it. And there's like a little eating cast station.
Yo, just make us NPC. Like, you need food for health, right? So then we got you. We'll sell like dumplings or something.
Yeah. Oh my. I love that.
Man.
I love that. That's so. Oh my God.
Or we'll be like the narrators of the story. Is like we're just kind of like over there just talking to him like, hey, so look at what Bear's doing today. You know.
Right.
Oh God.
Knock out that new single.
Speak it to existence, guys. Manifestation.
Yeah. Manifestation. Yeah. This is gonna happen.
Ooh, I look forward to this now.
Bear. So what is like? What artists do you look up to, and later on, what inspires your creativity?
I love that. Honestly, I would say the three artists that have kind of like, inspired me overall are Drake, Kanye, and Rihanna. And that's in the sense that I feel like Drake, for his songwriting and just like his ability to like always deliver like, this guy does not stop writing hits. It's crazy. And like, as a lover of like, just like pop music in general, like I always want to make not like art, but also art that like people like is like a banger, you know, just not just like artsy art, you know, which is amazing as well. And I would say like Kanye for his like overall like innovation, his like attitude of innovation, and just like because eventually and I'm starting to do it even with my merch, like I want to like Bear is more than just music, you know. There's gonna be like fashion, there's gonna be like everything that like the creativity doesn't just stop at music basically. And Rihanna, because she's like such a just like an icon, and just her attitude with everything, like also like her innovation and just like her don't not give a fuck attitude, you know, like it's really inspiring.
That just reminds me of we just had a guest who said the same exact thing as you. He's also an artist. His name is Alan Z. I don't know if you.
Wow, yeah, I gotta check that out. Check him out.
Yeah, he's on the come up too, and he said the exact same thing. It's like there's so much to us as an artist. We're not just this, you know, this box A, box B. Like we're so much more. And, you know, we have to, in order to flourish, you need to tap into so many avenues. And
and you need to allow yourself to do that. Because I feel like for the longest time, I didn't allow myself to tap into things that I, like my soul, I would say, like had the urge of doing, you know, because like, I was like, no, but I do music and I haven't even blown up in music. Like, what am I doing? Like wasting my time learning how to like, do something else, you know, like, but then I was just like, that's actually just limiting my growth, you know, because imagine like, I don't even know what I could be, like, if I just allow my full potential to thrive instead of just limiting myself to EDM features or something, you know, like, And that's a whole nother conversation, but
That's awesome. And then what inspires your creativity? Like what do you typically do? You have a go-to, or do you just let things come in?
Like, you mean in terms of like the creative content, like what I like to write about?
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been trying to figure that out myself, because I feel like, I would say like, I don't live the most exciting life of like going out all the time, you know, like I'm quite a homebody and all that. But I would say like more and more, just through like everyday thoughts in my life and just like sometimes, yeah, like imagination of what my life is going to be, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. And then how about female role models? Do you have like a top 3?
Let me think about that. Definitely Rihanna would be like top.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Out there. Yeah. Other than that,
Asian role models?
I definitely, you know who I've been really into lately is Rina Sawayama. Do you guys know her?
Wait, is she that lo-fi girl? Like she sings like lo-fi music?
Her music is very like, there's a lot of different vibes, I would say.
Yeah, but I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's this Japanese girl who's from the UK. But yeah, and like I wouldn't even like I'm just like such a fan of her as a person. Like when I listen to her talk, like yeah, she's so like just like Asian people who are like really like showing us that like yeah, like inspiring each other to like do more and like yeah, like put ourselves out there. Yeah, she's definitely one of them.
Speaking of which, actually, now that you mentioned it, with COVID happening, have you experienced any kind of like racist bullshit towards you or like?
Oh my God!
I mean, because you've seen, you know.
Yeah, the first wave, I think, definitely like it was like a thing. And honestly, yeah, that was my thing too. Like I was like, you know, people don't talk like we should be talking about all sorts of racism, not just Black racism. Like, and when the Asian thing was happening with the COVID, I was like, yo, like no one is talking about this. And even like this isn't even just racism anymore. Like the Hong Kong protests, you know, It's like, man, that shit is huge. And it's like, that's where I feel like with the social media stuff, it's like when the George Floyd stuff was happening, like a lot of people were posting that. I was just like, yo, you sound so ingenuine posting about this. And like no one, and the whole, like, if you don't speak up, you're one of them. It's like, well, where were you when the Asians, when people were spitting at us and like punching, you know, and like, yeah, I made a whole post about it. And like, you know, my realization was that because no one is speaking out for us, like I have to join in with the Black Lives Matter too, because I know what it's like for no one to speak out. And just because these people exist doesn't mean I don't speak out, you know? But yeah, it's like, definitely, like we need to just all be more aware of everything that's going on. Like,
yeah.
There's kids starving in Yemen, you know, and like, it's easy to be like, oh, like that's so far away from me. But like, yo, if you care about Black racism, you should care about that too, because it's all like people's lives.
Yeah. Like when people are like, oh, the virus is so far from us. Nope, it's going to end up at your doorstep very soon.
Yeah, and it did.
Starvation will be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of the crazier things, right? That kind of like happens, right?
Yeah.
Like kind of going back, it's like, yes, there was, or there still is a lot of protests happening in Hong Kong. Yes, there is still a lot of like, you know, like countries that are starving. And a lot of times, right, it's like these places will be highlighted for like, let's say maybe like 2-3 weeks. And then new fresh, right, if you will, fresh things come into play. And it's like, oh, did you hear about this happening in like freaking China, right, with the whole COVID thing? Oh, did you hear about all this happening with George Floyd? Like not to like
mainstream media
dumb it down. Yeah. Like not to dumb it down or anything like that. Like it's nothing. But yeah, it's our society, because of how much access we have to information. It's like, okay, we have this. All right, cool. That was 3 weeks ago. What's next? This? Okay, we'll go ahead and roll with that now. You know, it's like, it's mind boggling how fast we move. Like we move so fast that we don't have time to really process anything.
Right.
Like, for instance, just in the beginning of the year, right? Like, the whole tactical airstrike that Trump did
right.
to one of
in Iran.
In Iran. I was like, that was only in the news, and that was only like an oh shit moment for like a week.
Right.
No, it's like that's a pretty big deal.
Right.
That's potentially a start of World War III right there. It's like, what happened there? You know, it's like, yeah, we can dive deeper, but it's like, that's a whole nother thing. It's just crazy. You know, information just goes.
Yeah. And there's so much happening right now, honestly. It's just like, man, yeah, that's why, I don't know. It's like, I feel like it's like work inwards, you know, if we can all raise ourselves, I think,
It's very stressful, and like people need to have tools, like you said, qigong, meditation, like look inwards, like try to find peace before you go fight another battle, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's very samurai like.
Oh yeah. No, I it's great. Yeah. Cause I was telling my mom about the qi. She was like, wow, like I never thought you would get into all this ancient Asian stuff. And I was like, yeah, there's a lot of wisdom in this ancient Asian stuff.
Yeah. Like, the things that we were embarrassed about, we're like, actually, you know what?
Like, let me go try this.
Maybe I will do Tai Chi in the park with a visor on.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think one of the craziest things is like when you're out there and you're watching like let's say you're in like Asia, somewhere in Asia, right? And you're just kind of like out there at a park and you're just watching like just people watching.
Right.
It's really cool to see like the community, right? Just kind of like get together and they just have like this whole outdoor, whether it's like a dancing thing that night or a qigong qigong demonstration, and everyone's like down to practice. It's really crazy that you see that over there, right? It's kind of like the elderly population, right? They're more connected to each other than anywhere else, I feel like, right? Like they're all outside, out and about, hanging out, having fun, you know, making new friends,
right?
Doing what they, I guess, in a sense, like is recess to them now, right?
Yeah.
And you come
it's that kind of human connection. Yeah, it's great to see.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then you come to the States, it's like completely flip-flopped. You're like, oh yeah, you're gonna be
that's
in the nursing
my
home.
Fear of the COVID stuff. I'm like, like we're so scared of each other now. It's like, sad. Yeah.
When was the last time I got a hug, bro? Damn.
I know.
Oh wait, Rachel's here. Okay, never mind.
She's like, hello.
Just forgot.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, right.
You're right.
All right. So that's actually about all the time that we have left. Bear, what last bit of advice you'd like to give our listeners? This could be about life, female empowerment, body positivity. Yeah. I
would say anything. Just when you find yourself fearing, recognize that and try to never think from a state of fear, and just always pursue your dreams. Oh my God, this is so choppy. Always pursue your dreams. And fear is just a state of mind. Like the universe will always provide you what you need in due time. So let go of your expectations and just take your first step on your journey, or your next step on your journey, wherever that may be.
There you go.
That's beautiful.
Your answer is in the universe. You just got to wait for it. Your time will come, right?
Yeah, it really happens that way. And I'm starting to see it for myself. So I'm letting you know, like that can happen all by yourself without, external factors like labels or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. And then Bear, where can our listeners find you? Where your social media at?
I'm on Instagram at Bear Music, BAER Music. And I believe that's also my YouTube. Bear. Oh, my YouTube is, you know what? I might have Sorry. But yeah,
It's okay.
I'll send you guys like all of the
Yeah.
socials.
And we'll link it in the description box. Yeah.
I apologize, guys.
You're good.
Social media is not on my first and foremost right now.
It's okay.
But
All right, guys. And then look out for the Crunchyroll collab with Bear.
Yes.
Oh.
Manifestation, write it in, Bear. All right. So thank you guys for listening and tuning in. You can find us on all platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, at The Eating Cast. And if you have any guest recommendations, feel free to DM us. If you have questions for our guests as well, feel free to DM us. We're very accessible and we appreciate all the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, Bear, just want to say thank you again for just kind of like taking a part of your day to join us.
Yeah, of course. No, this has been really fun. Yeah. I love this shit. Yeah.
We loved having you on. We loved having you on.
Thank you. Yeah, I love talking to you guys. And honestly, yeah, like it's great to just like share ideas. So like I love what you guys are doing and I'm definitely going to, check out the other people you guys have on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And with that said, to our viewers and our listeners, we just want to thank you guys for joining us, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Take care and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.